Guys, what's up? What's going on out there today? It is Brent Abel here, webtennis.com. Hope you're having a spectacular day wherever you are. I got a short message for you today that has made a big difference in my game, and I know it will for you as well. It is a mistake that I used to make for a long time, and finally, finally took the big gulp and decided, you know what, we can do better. And this is about the comfy confines problem. There's actually two things that I want to mention with today's title. But this is a great reality check that I want you to dig in. And yeah, look, guys, before we get into it, if you've not yet checked out my mindset training course, 5 mini mindset skills training course. There's a link down below. Don't go to it yet. Wait till the end of today's message. But look, if you're playing tight, you get nervous, anxious, whatever, the confidence code for mental toughness gets built first off of the court. And we will get into that after today's message. Look, guys, here it is. Come on, there it is. Where are we? Come on. Now, okay, thank you. Yeah. The comfy confines. Look, I've been a life member at the Berkeley Tennis Club, Berkeley, California, literally my entire life. Mom and dad remembers when I was born way back in the late 40s, 1948. And I've been playing tennis there. I mean, it's been like my second home, right? You may as well have a tennis facility that you've been playing at forever. And look, here's the thing that we get caught up in with is the same guy on almost literally the same court at the same time every day of the or on a certain day of the week, right? Or maybe it's, not singles, maybe it's doubles. But the problem with that is eventually over time, you get to know this opponent so well, vice versa, they get to know you so well that you need different challenges if you want to become a better player. And there's two ways that you can do that. Number one is uh, call someone up who's a member at a different club and just suggest or invite them and just say, hey, look, why don't we do a home and home, right? You come on over here next week. Let's figure out a date and time, and then and then reciprocate. I'll go over to your place, right? You get number one, you got to get out of the comfy confines of the same club, the same guys on the same day, right? You got to at least bring someone over to your place that's a guest, right? That you rarely ever play against, or maybe once in a while, whatever, right? But you got to start problem solving. And once you get to be so familiar with the confines, meaning your club, and you're getting so familiar with the opponents, it's really tough to find new things that you got to solve, new problems to solve. So, first thing, at least invite someone over that you really play with and see if they'll reciprocate and let you go on over there to their place. Now, look, going to their place, that's a big deal. Now, all of a sudden, it's a different environment, it's a different feeling. That in itself sometimes is the problem that you got to solve, right? So, and then the second thing is just look, make sure that you're going against someone once a week. I don't care if it's at your place, that's fine. Or if you got to go travel, which is what I do. Once a week, I get out of here. Well, more than once a week, I get out of here, but once a week, I get out of here and I get my butt beat like 9 out of 10 sets, on average. Once in a while, maybe 10% of the time, this guy's so good, I'm going to be able to figure out a way to take a set. Maybe he's not quite up for it on that day, or maybe my game raises up and yeah, but once a week, I think we got to get our butts beat pretty bad. I mean, to the point of like if we ever win a set, all right, it's a small percentage. I think that's good in terms of settling down. It's a classic thing where you got to play up once in a while. I agree with that. I'm not saying you got to play up all the time because that's a tough one to get some confidence against. And reality is that when you play tournaments, or especially when you play leagues, where in theory, right, if you're playing a league where you got an opponent that's right there, same skill rating label as you, in theory, on paper, you don't know who's going to win that day, right? Should be half the time you and half the time that guy, assuming that the rating system is accurate. If it's not accurate, then that's a different discussion, right? But you've got to be able to solve problems not only against guys who are going to beat your butt on a regular basis, but you've got to also be able to solve problems against those guys that are right there at your level, right? from time to time, I'll also play against someone who I think I should beat 10 out of 10 times. And I want to make sure that whatever habits I'm doing between points, whatever habits I'm doing during the point, I don't get sloppy, right? You don't want to get sloppy against that guy that you ought to be handling each and every time. So there's a little, just a little suggestion there that we get so comfortable inside our facility, right, against the same guys, that if you really, really want to get better as a player, you know what? You got to start problem solving in against guys that you rarely or ever play against. And not only would that be at your club, but it might also be at their club as well. Got to get out there, right? And just start desensitizing yourself to different facilities and the feelings of different facilities, right? And then you got to start desensitizing yourself to getting your butt beat once a week. Once a week. Big deal, right? You got to start being able to settle in to whatever that major problem is that that guy brings over there. Maybe they're just flat out better in all areas of the game. That's fine. But at least the takeaway, at least for me, when I get my butt beat once a week, it's not always on the same guy. It might be someone different, but it just gives me a baseline, a benchmark of problem solving. Okay, this is what that guy does really well. Okay, on that day, I gave him too much of what he does really well. What would next time I play him, what would be something that number one, I'm not going to give him that thing, but number two, is there a way to probe for something that at least keeps the point neutral, right? And then who knows? Maybe you can maybe you can find a way once it's neutral to take advantage. But these are learning opportunities that if you're just scheduling the same guy at the same time on the same court, singles and or doubles, it's not an opportunity for problem solving. So, look, guys, hope this makes sense. Let me know down below what's on your mind from today's episode of this another reality check, mental toughness training. I love to read your stuff. I will always respond. Again, it might take me a day or two, but I will definitely get there. And then again, yeah, look, like I said at the top, if you're playing tight, maybe you're playing better in practice than you are in matches. Maybe it's tournaments or maybe it's league stuff, or maybe just a really serious practice match. Just like I said, today's message, if you're going somewhere out of your comfy confines, somewhere else, or someone really good, and you're just feeling tight, you're feeling anxious, whatever it is, I want to get you into this course because we got to help you, number one, bust through those nerves, bust through that anxiety so that you can have shot choice clarity. You can build confidence in these matches. And the best way to do it is with my course, the 5 Mini Mindset Skills Training. It's a 28-day course. I hold your hand within via an email every day of those 28 days. So two things happen. Number one, so that you stay organized, you stay on track in terms of here's the process from day one all the way through day 28 so that you stay organized. But number two is to make sure that you stay accountable, that you do the work. We're not talking about a lot of time commitment here. We're not talking about a lot of work, but you got to make sure that you build your mental toughness off the court first. Guys, that's it for me today. Hope this has been helpful. As always, it's time we got to get out there. We got to help someone else have a spectacular day. Yeah, that link is right down below. Click it and get started. But yeah, we got to help someone else have a great day. Guys, I will see you again next time.